Pokemon XYZ episode number 19. The masterclass begins. A maiden's fierce fight where sparks fly. Wow, the epic episode has arrived, guys. Let's tackle this. Yo! Hello everyone, ManiRadiant here and I welcome you back to my channel, guys. Hope you all are fine and healthy. So let's get on with the review then, shall we? Oh my god, this episode was so spectacular, guys. Awesome, well written and overall satisfactory episode. So let's get on quickly with the introduction of this episode. Wow, the animation and the place for this episode chosen, like glorious city. I loved the castle monument thing in which the masterclass was being held, and then we see that everyone reuniting at the front gate of that castle, like first showing off Shauna, then Miet, and then finally Nene. So let's tackle this review on character basis. Miet first was really awesome. Met Serena. She straightforwardly went to Ash and said that Ash, and we get an Amor moment there in which we see that, hey Ash, what do you think if me and Serena were to fight against each other or perform each other, then who would you root for? And Ash the boy said, I will definitely root for Serena. And then straightforwardly Miet asked Ash that like, have you made some progress? And as Miet said this, Serena from the behind made very phenomenal expressions and taking Miet away from him and telling him that this is not the time for talk like this. We have a masterclass to handle first. And then everyone laughing at that moment, and I was surprised that now we have seen that Nene knew that Ash is still dense, and now we got the information that now Bonnie knows, Nene knows, Shauna knows, except for the Pokebros now, Clement and Ash, I mean. So in the meanwhile, the Tripoculon starts and everyone is excited. Serena is excited to enter this masterclass with her Pokemons, and we see Arya and Yashio making appearances. Now I didn't first of all recognize Arya. Now Arya was looking so much different from the past of focused episodes of her. Like I remember that, and when we saw her, we always recognize her, and now in this episode Arya was totally differently costumed. Like I didn't first recognize her makeup and all that, and when I said, oh, Arya has matured more, and so that was very much astonishing, but Arya overall was looking phenomenal. Get on next on, we have seen a new system introduced of that block system in which everyone whom the performer has to perform along, and that was very much great. And we see that Serena, Miet, Glaceon girl were tagged along, and we know that Serena won against Miet. Now I feel really sorry for Miet. Like the writer should have given Miet 1 or 2 rounds to progress, and they didn't, and they straightforwardly made Miet lost in the first round, and that was a very tough competition to, as Serena was tagged along with Miet to perform against. So in the next we also see that Nene also lost in this Tripoculon in her first round, and oh my god, the emotional scenes where Miet and Nene were crying, like it took my heart totally out, guys. I was so much teared up. Like, come on writers, at least give them some episode to shine and make some progress, but it didn't happen. And now moving forward, we see Grace making an appearance. Wow, Grace actually came in this Tripoculon of Serena to cheer her lovely daughter. We move on, we see that performances, all particular performances made by these girls and all the other random girls were so awesome. Like I should mention in this review that Scraggy girl was so much beautifully performing her performance, and like the Hornet girl and the Glaceon girl, everyone were awesome in this episode. And so these performances of all these people were very amazing. Now we come to the conclusion, in which we see that Serena, Shoana, and last but not least Jessie. Yes guys, Jessie has also made it to the top 3 final. Now that's a very surprising. Like everything has happened in the off-screen land, where we haven't seen Jessie winning the rest 2 keys, and in the same way goes for Shoana and Mia too. Now one thing I want to mention, that we didn't saw any the time to see Shoana's performances. So overall guys, this episode was phenomenal. It's basically a 2-parter episode. Now this was the part 1, and the next week would be the part 2, Aria versus Serena, and that is gonna change the history of Pokemon. Like it's gonna be the epic episode for Pokemon XYZ anime. Guys, let's all root for Serena. I hope she does well. The next week's scene is totally related to the song Dori Dori. Everyone's gonna watch that episode, and everyone gonna enjoy Serena's voice just singing that Dria Dria or Dori Dori song. That's gonna be awesome guys. So let's stay hype guys, stay well, and I see you in my other videos. Make sure tell me your opinions in the description down below. What do you think of the performances? So guys, the best moment of this episode was the cameo appearances. Now we saw Gudra, Alexa, Voila, Corina, Lucario, the old man, and that everyone were watching, and they were also the essential part in this Tripoculon. Like they had a system in which the audience who were not present in this Tripoculon but were watching on the TV had to vote for their particular performances. Now that was a very great system added to this Tripoculon episode. Wow, we saw Gudra guys, awesome.